The dog hasn't barked once. And I started filming and now here it goes. I wrote a song about that, you know. Wanna kick it. Whenever you're ready. Okay. I'm on your time. Don't worry. We good? Okay. Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Coffee and a Yap. I'm so excited you're here. I'm just excited to keep this thing rolling. I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable and loose. I feel like the first one I was tense because I didn't really know what I was going to talk about. And then I reminded myself, I was like, this is called Coffee and a Yap. Just yap. Do what you do best and yap. And we are back outside at home. Of course, I have my coffee and I will be talking about my music I've been loving for this week, answering some questions that you guys have asked me, and just yapping my little heart away. So let's get right into it. Let's start with some music I've been loving this week. Of course, I have to start it out with Mr. William Beckman's new single, Starting Over Again. This has been on repeat. He played it when I opened for them. It was a little broken down acoustic night. And I opened the show acoustic, and then Beck and his band did a little acoustic set, and it was so cool. He played this song just by himself on guitar, and after the show, I was like, what was that song? That song was incredible. Like, yeah, it's one of my new ones, and I was like, release that shit right now. So the Grammys were this past weekend and Ray was on there. I am absolutely obsessed with her and really feel like she's involved emotionally with the music she sings, and I think that's so cool because you truly believe that she's been through what she's singing about. Oscar-winning Tears by Ray has been on my radar for several months now, and then I got to watch her sing it again on the Grammys, and it was amazing. I was just sitting there with my jaw to the floor and I was like, wow. She's also just stunning. Like, there's a new song by this guy named Ryman, and it got stuck in my head immediately, and I was learning harmonies to it. I was singing it every chance I got, and it was just always stuck in the forefront of my brain. It's called Lose, and he just released it on Spotify, and it is awesome. I have listened to it several times now. I think that it's just so well written. Let me get a drink of coffee though. If you want another song that's gonna get stuck in your head, it is Cuckoo by Steven Wilson Jr. I found this song because I had watched the podcast with Miranda Lambert and Theo Vaughn, and I'd heard of Steven before, but I never really had a chance to listen to his music. And Miranda sat and talked about how she loved his Son of Dad album, so I was like, well man, I love Miranda Lambert, and I think we like similar artists, so I'm gonna give it a shot. And I listened to this album. First of all, the album's fantastic. Fantastic. Cuckoo, that is my shit. This song really just, to me, feels like the song you walk out on stage to. Your band starts playing and you're walking out to 20,000 people filled in this arena. Your adrenaline is pumping and you just hear that guitar start strumming. That's what this song feels like to me, and obviously that's like one of the greatest feelings in the world to me, so I love when a song can make me feel that way. And Cuckoo done did it with that one. Throwing it back to the 70s once again. Michael McDonald, Keep Forgetting Every Time You're Near. I just think that this song is so fun and funky and just a vibe. I actually made a Spotify playlist with all of the songs that I tell y'all about each week if you want to find them easily. Official Coffee and a Yap playlist on Spotify if you want to listen to all of the songs that I mentioned on Coffee and a Yap episodes. So let's answer some questions. Thank y'all for sending in your questions. Let's start with the book recommendations. I go through waves of being a reader. Not truly an avid reader. I do, however, love reading. I think it unlocks little parts of my brain, and I enjoy learning things that I didn't know before. And sometimes I like to just read a fake story. A fake love story. I am, however, just in luck for this question, in the middle of reading a book finally that is not a Colleen Hoover book, and it is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I'm loving it so far. I will definitely circle back to this question once I finish the book, or I'm at least, halfway through. I truly do think that it is a great book so far, and it is something I think everyone can read, because we tend to care way too much about what people think about us. Just work at it little by little each day, and it eventually will get so easy, and maybe a little too easy, and you're like, okay, maybe I should care a little bit. I started posting pictures of like my morning hair, and I was like, okay, this is a little too much. You know, they didn't have to see this, because this is actually a little scary, and you might give somebody nightmares from this. So maybe keep that one to yourself. And when you realize that you're happier, you start to not even care anyway. Someone asked, what is the first song you ever learned to sing or play on guitar? Oh my gosh, I don't even know. And I feel like that's bad. I feel like I should know that, because it was like a monumental moment for me. But I kind of tend to black out a lot of my memories for some reason. I don't really know. Back to what I said on the first episode, I probably need therapy, but I'm gonna have this instead. Oh, duh. Okay, I do remember. I don't know why I just like blanked out for a second. The very first song that I learned to play on guitar, which it's so funny that this is it, because this is not anything anyone would expect from me, but it was More Than Words by Extreme. And I remember learning this song because it was fairly easy, and I don't even think I learned the whole song. I think I just learned the first little like down, 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 down. I also think it was a mix of that song and like an Ed Sheeran song, like Lego House. I actually got two similar questions. This one says, what is something you wish you could tell your younger self? And then advice for young artists getting started. I think if I could go back and talk to myself, I would tell myself that it's okay if things slow down. When I was first starting music, it was kind of simple because I had so much early success with Texas Rain, and it in turn got me a lot of shows and got me in a lot of doors really easily. But when Texas Rain started slowing down, and I also started slowing down, and it became harder to keep a following and keep a fan base that was interactive with my posts and with new music coming out, kind of started just quitting, just like throwing in the towel, like, what is happening? I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And is my music getting worse? Am I getting less entertaining? But I've learned that it's okay to slow down. I feel like I just kind of went through kind of a dark period of having no idea what the hell is going on. I think I'm finally seeing the light, and it's a slow down moment in my life, and I don't know how to go about it. I think I would just tell myself that it's okay to slow down, and it's okay to not be busy. It's okay to not know what you want to do with your career also. Aside from music, I would say that I need to stop being so hard on myself. I was the tallest girl in my elementary class, even over all the boys. I'd gotten bullied for singing and for my height and for the way I dressed. Let me tell you, it really builds character. Obviously now that I'm 23, I'm 22. I don't care, and I've moved past it, and you know, they were children who were just as insecure as I was, and they needed somebody to take out their insecurities on. And I was an easy target. Everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna work out just fine. Oh, I needed a coffee break after that long yap. On to the second part of that question, advice for young artists getting started. I feel like I'm not even the person to give advice on this. I feel like I'm still fairly young, even though I'm technically an adult. Don't know how I got here. I still feel like I am 16 and just got my driver's license. I'll do my best to give some advice, but I'm still learning. It's gonna be hard. It's going to be extremely hard. People notice you and look at you and pay attention to you, and it's going to suck a lot at first. Keep pursuing what you believe in and keep believing in it. Somebody's gonna pay attention and in turn start talking about this new artist they just saw, and word's gonna start spreading. Don't get drunk all the time. I know that it's part of the package deal. You want to be a rock star, you gotta rock out and be drunk and find the hottest girl for the night and go do crack. Like, don't do crack. Don't do crack. been very open about this before on social media. I had a very difficult time for a few years where I would just black out every weekend, and that was bad. That was not a good time. Few of my fans out there know too much about me because I blacked out and spewed my whole life story. Yes, yeah. No, and another night I got so drunk that I was throwing up in the bathroom, and I got a DM the next day from a fan that said, "Hey, we were so excited to meet you. We were the ones holding your hair back." Oh, okay. So I got sober after that. If you don't want to drink, don't drink. There's going to be so much pressure in this scene to get drunk all the time, and you don't have to do that. You don't have to. If you want to, cool, be safe, be careful, and don't spew your entire life story to a random person. Drinking's fun, drinking's cool, drinking with your other music buddies is cool, but you don't have to if you don't want to. My final piece of advice for young artists: believe in yourself. Believe in your music, believe in your art, believe in your craft. Don't let anybody tell you that it's wrong, tell you that it's not what everybody else wants to hear. Do it for you. Do it for your younger self that's always dreamed about being a singer up there, being a superstar on stage, coming out to 20,000 people. Everything's gonna be okay. Believe in yourself, believe in your music, and don't let people sway your opinion, and you'll be okay. All good. Grammy review. I watched the entirety of the Grammys this last Sunday. I am that person that cries at every award show I ever watch. I'm just an empath person, but at the same time, I also have always just pictured myself in those rooms and what a dream that would be. So I think I cry just out of sheer, like, I wish I was there. I thought the Grammys were great. I thought it was so cool that for their Best New Artist section, they had all of the artists do their own little performance. I thought that was so funny and so clever and so cool, especially putting those artists in front of the whole world like that. It's just really cool that they gave them that platform to showcase why they should be the Best New Artists. Amazing performances: Chappell Roan, Ray, Sabrina Carpenter. I mean, literally everybody that performed. Billy. Everybody that performed, absolutely incredible. Teddy Swims, Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars, like Lainey Wilson. I was like, holy hell. I was so happy that Chappell won. I was so happy that Sabrina won. I thought it was a great Grammys this year. I thought that Taylor was looking so cute dancing, and that red dress was absolutely phenomenal. I thought Chappell's speech was, I applaud her for that, because that took so much strength and guts to do that. And her hat fell and she said, "And it's gonna be okay." And I think that was just so cute too. I thought the Grammys were great. I thought that it was a fun night, and I cried the whole time. Thank you guys so much for your questions. I really appreciate you taking time to ask them. So now for the final segment of Coffee and a Yap, I'm going to go grab my guitar and play you guys a song. I wanna be a cowboy sweetheart. I wanna learn to rope and to ride. I wanna ride all the plains and the deserts out west of the Great Divide. I wanna hear the coyotes howling while the sun sinks in the west. I wanna be a cowboy sweetheart. It's the life that I love best. You're the lady, lady, oh, lady, oh, lady, oh, lady, oh, lady. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Coffee and a Yap. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and go check out my music on Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere you listen to your music. I'm there. Hope you guys have a lovely weekend, and I will see you next Friday. Be kind to one another, love your neighbor, and I love you guys.